It's Wednesday, April 18th, 2012. This is Caribbean Sports Weekly. I'm your host, Jimi Payne. Welcome to the show. Tonight's headlines are: can the West Indies cricket team rally back to even the series against Australia? Jamaica running things in regional first-class cricket. English Premier League announces nominees for Player of the Year honors. And another round of Good Ref, Bad Ref with Kim Hall. Stay tuned, Caribbean Sports Weekly. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back. Now on to cricket. The Aussies are leading the West Indies 1-0 in a best-of-3 series. This is a must-win match for the West Indies. Coach Otis Gibson is stressing to his team to stay positive and realize that Australia came from behind to beat them in the first match, and they can do the exact same thing. We just have to stay positive and make sure whatever we're chasing, we apply ourselves. Maybe a little bit better at the start of the innings than we did in the first inning here and the second innings in Barbados. The Aussies chased down 190 and won last week. So who is to say we can't do that this week, asks Coach Gibson. The second inning has been delayed due to heavy rains in Port-au-Prince, Trinidad. As it stands now, the Aussies totaled 311 runs in their first inning with the top score of 73 by Hussey, while West Indies totaled 257 runs, with the leading scorer being Sean Nepal with 94. The Aussies are currently 73 for 3, giving them a 127-run lead with 7 wickets remaining. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Next up, Regional Cricket Championship results. Jamaica is the most culturally recognized island in the Caribbean. Also happen to be the dons of Caribbean athletics. For example, Usain Bolt. The Jamaican first-class cricket team made history this weekend as they won the 5th straight Headley Weeks trophy. Making this feat even better was the fact that they won in front of their fellow Yardies at Sabina Park in Kingston, Jamaica. The Yardies played Barbados in the finals. The Bajans won the first inning but collapsed in the second, going all out for an embarrassing 90 runs, giving the Jamaicans a decisive 139 runs win. This capped off an impressive tournament for the Yardies. They led all islands with 72 total points and won all of their matches in the preliminary rounds. Jamaican captain Tamara Lambert reflected on his team's record-setting victory. This is a truly remarkable achievement. To win here and create history is something to be proud of, and as captain, I am extremely happy. This is the 50th year of independence for the nation of Jamaica, so this makes it extra special achievement as well. Before a ball was bowled this year, we said we wanted to win every match, and we did just that, said Lambert. Enough ratings to the Jamaican cricketers, and better luck next time to my Bajan countrymen. We'll be back shortly. This is Caribbean Sports Weekly. Welcome back. Now on to international football. The English Premier League is nearing the end of its season. The top 3 teams as it stands right now are Manchester United, Manchester City, and Arsenal. This past Saturday, the league released its nominees for Player of the Year and Young Player of the Year awards. Did any players from your favorite team get any recognition? Let's see. So for Player of the Year awards, the nominees are Sergio Aguero, forward for Manchester City with 21 goals, Joe Hart, goalkeeper for Manchester City, who had 14 clean sheets in 30 games, Scott Parker, midfielder for Tottenham. He had 1 assist, but he's more of a defensive midfielder. Robin Van Persie of Arsenal, forward, 27 goals. Wayne Rooney of Manchester United, forward, 24 goals. And David Silva of Manchester City, midfielder with 6 goals and 13 assists. He's more of the playmaker for that team. So the Young Player of the Year nominees are Sergio Aguero, because he's 23 years old. Of course, he plays for Manchester City. Gareth Bale, 22 years old, plays for Tottenham and had 9 goals this season. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, 18 years old, for the mighty Gunners. He scored 2 goals this year. Daniel Sturridge, 22 years old, of Chelsea with 10 goals. Kyle Walker, 21 years old, of Tottenham with 1 goal. And Danny Welbeck, 22 years old, of Manchester United. And he scored 8 goals this season. The favorites to win should be Van Persie and Rooney for Player of the Year, while Aguero should be a shoo-in for Young Player of the Year. The winners will be announced this upcoming Saturday. Good luck to all the nominees. Guess what's up next? You know it. Good ref, bad ref. Stay tuned. For this week's Good Ref, Bad Ref, my guest Kim Hall and I will be debating 4 topics. Can the West Indies rally back to beat the Aussies? Who is the EPL Player of the Year? Should Manchester City part ways with problematic striker Mario Balotelli at the end of the season? And what do you think of Yankees fans booing Tim Tebow when he was shown on the stadium's Jumbotron this past weekend? Ladies first.
Well, Jimmy, I'm not going to lie. I'm feeling a little chilly. I think maybe I should put on my scarf here.
Oh, my days.
And just then, once I'm ready, I think we can go ahead with the first topic. EPL Player of the Year.
Wow.
Obviously. My good friend, Wayne Rooney. Why not?
Oh, so you're friends with him now. Okay.
Isn't everybody? Wayne Rooney's an amazing player. He's had a great year after a lackluster performance last year, especially after last year. He is the second highest scorer. While I am partial to Manchester United, I think that he deserves it. He should have been also on the top 10 list of all-time greats in the EPL. Unfortunately, he was left off that list, but he essentially has been the most influential since Ronaldo left a few years ago. So my vote is always with Wayne Rooney and Manchester United. So. And I'm feeling a bit warmer, might I add.
Okay, yes, to all you bandwagon Manchester United fans. The Player of the Year, obviously, this year is Robin Van Persie, a.k.a. Van Persie of the Arsenal Gunners. He's led the league all season in goals. He's always been a top scorer all season. He's scored 27 goals in 34 games. He also had 10 assists. So it shows that he's not a selfish player and he can share the ball. When you're talking about Arsenal right now, especially after Cesc Fabregas left, Van Persie is their #1 offensive threat. When teams play Arsenal, they know Van Persie is going to get the ball.
Right.
And he still scores. Even why I think Rooney also kind of, it's not the top player. Rooney plays with a better team around him. He also has Sir Alex Ferguson calling all those plays.
Best manager ever.
We're talking about best player right now, not best manager. See, and you just said it. Sir Alex Ferguson is a great manager. I think
Absolutely.
some of Rooney's success is because he's playing for a great manager like Sir Alex Ferguson, who's so great in his offensive mind. He can think about great plays, put his players in the best position to play. He's also playing with a better offensive threat beside him with Javier Hernandez. Chicharito. Yep, always running around. So with Van Persie, he has Theo Walcott, but even though Walcott is fast, athletic, Theo misses a lot of shots.
That's why Arsenal is third.
Yes, so Van Persie scored 27 goals. Walcott's only scored 8. That's a difference of like 19 goals. So it's definitely by far Robin Van Persie. And he's also scored some of the most beautiful goals this year. Van Persie, by far, Player of the Year, Gunners.
However, I think it's important to note here that Manchester United is on their way to winning their 4th successive Premier League title. Unfortunately, Arsenal could not say the same. And Wayne Rooney has been an important part of that. He's only 26, and he's such an intricate part of the game. I cannot say the same thing for Van Persie. Silence, or?
Do you think that Arsenal would have done this well this year? Not saying they did great, because we're not number 1.
Because they struggled to get number 3. They struggled to get to number 3.
Do you think they'd be number 3 without Robin Van Persie?
I think they could potentially be 5 or 6.
You said 5 or 6. We're talking about 3. Okay, we're talking about number 3. Arsenal without Robin Van Persie right now, especially after Cesc Fabregas left, they're hopeless. We need Van Persie. That's why he's Player of the Year. And he scored the most goals, and he had the most assists. So if you put goals and assists together,
no, you're absolutely right.
Points.
But he also had 6 yellow cards, and Wayne only had 2. So I just need to say we should probably be safe in this game.
Wayne Rooney should get a yellow card sometimes for just stepping onto the field. He's quite boisterous.
I think that what we have to realize here is that Arsenal would survive without Van Persie. He pulled them up to number 3.
Manchester United would survive without Wayne Rooney. Sir Alex Ferguson would find another young stud like Chicharito, another young Cristiano Ronaldo or another young David Beckham. Wayne
Right.
Rooney is replaceable in the Manchester United system, and we all know that.
I would definitely agree with you, but everybody knows that truly the best years are between 27 and 29 years of age. Wayne Rooney's only 26. He hasn't hit that yet, and I think that he probably would be on par with Van Persie in terms of goals had he not had his ankle injury back in March. You know what? Wayne Rooney's the best. It's okay. We both know. So unfortunately, it looks like we did not agree, and as usual, I am the good ref here. So on to our next topic, I guess.
Gunners, for all my Gunners fans, show support. Show support. All right, next topic. Next topic.
Was it the West Indies and Australian cricket?
Yes.
First, you first.
Okay, so I think the West Indies, the way they've played, I think they can come back and beat Australia in this test match. I say this because West Indies in the first test match, first inning, they started out great. They were on fire. They handled Australia for the most part in the first test series. They just had a horrendous second inning. They held Australia to only 311 runs in the first inning. Australia, 73 for 3. West Indies put up, how much they put up? They put up 257 runs. So I think with the West Indies seeing what happened to them in the first test series, they see, okay, we can handle Australia's. If we play our game and if we play properly, don't make any silly mistakes, and put up runs that we know we can put up, we can beat them. Because they've handled the Australian offense. The Australian offense has not gone off against West Indies. Just the West Indies offense has not supported their defense. So I think, and also I think the rain delay has helped them. It's given them a little bit of time to relax, calm their game plan. Tomorrow is going to be amazing. I think they're going to get out the Australians quick and head into the second inning with a manageable total to get to and then crush it.
I like your optimism. Unfortunately, I'm realistic, and I believe that Australia is going to take this. The West Indies had a tough time yesterday. They've got an inexperienced team, and it only takes a few seconds to really mess up your game, and it's consistency in cricket. So I would say that what's important is that you can only be the best by playing the best, and this is the West Indies' chance to become the best because they're playing Australia. This is top notch here, so they have the opportunity to improve, and here it is. Let's see it. Bring it. Come on, West Indies.
You want to know something funny about what you just said about to be the best to be the best? 12 years ago, 12 to 13, 14 years ago, West Indies were the best at cricket, and it's funny. Australia was the first team to beat the West Indies cricket team in like 20 years. And that started the downfall of West Indies cricket. So maybe if they get this win, we can start our dominance for another 20 years.
Maybe, as Jimmy said. But, Australia only needs to draw on these next two tests to retain the trophy. So I honestly think that Australia's got it, and they have the momentum that will take them there. And I know this pitch has unfortunately been hard for them to score on, but I'm not worried about it. They're experienced. They know what to do, and they've got it in the bag.
All right. Next topic.
Good ref. What was our next topic, Jimmy?
The next topic. Oh, my boy. Should Manchester City part ways with Mario Balotelli at the end of the season? I'll let you go first on this one.
I absolutely think they need to part ways with him. Soccer is about winning. There's one goal in the EPL: score goals and win. You don't need any distractions, whether it's on or off the pitch. Mancini, obviously, the manager, doesn't need any extra baggage. They're struggling right now. Obviously, they're second in the EPL, but they really need to focus on taking, although I am a Manchester United fan, they really need to focus on being number one. Every year they're struggling, and this is just an extra distraction for them that they don't need.
I think they need to stick with Balotelli. He's one of the most promising young players right now in the entire world. I think sometimes he's a little bit misunderstood, and things might be taken a little bit out of character. He even said that he wants to start focusing on the game, and he wants people to see himself as a football player, not his little distractions. He also said, I moved from one country to a different country. I'm adjusting to a new culture. Things are new to me, so I might do some things that might seem rude, but I'm really not a rude kid. And also, the reason why they shouldn't do it, regardless of what he does off the pitch, is that they have three young good players. They have Aguero, they have Balotelli, and they have Tevez. Those are three young, promising offensive players.
Right.
You don't want to break that up. If you look at Arsenal, look what Arsenal did when they broke up their power three. They had Cesc Fabregas, they had Adebayo, and they had Van Persie. They let two of them go. Who they have right now? Van Persie. And it creates more pressure on Van Persie to be that offensive threat. Man City has a young team. They have a young, potent offense. Need to keep that together. And also, Balotelli is only 20 years old. What were you doing when you were 20 years old? I know you were the perfect citizen. None of us were the perfect citizen when we were 20 years old. So I think they need to give him time and let him mature into the role. And also, he has great respect for his head coach in Mancini. And for a player to truly respect their coach, that's really hard to find. A lot of people don't know that. Most players don't really respect their coaches. Most players just follow it because that's their coach and that's what they have to do. But to find a player that truly admires and respects their coach, stick with him. He's young and talented. You can't let him go.
He is young.
Balotelli.
And he is talented, but, this is a team sport. And your actions do have, an effect on your teammates. So he's supposed to be helping his team. He's gotten a number of red cards, I think 4 in the last 2 years. That's selfish play on his behalf. And if you're there to improve your craft and be better at your game, then you need to know what's going on. You can't be selfish, and I understand it's an immaturity thing, but this is the big leagues. If you're going to be immature, then you should just play in your local park. This is life and death, as everybody that watches European football knows. You can't do this. He can't be a distraction. It's unexcusable. Man City knows they need to win. They need to retain the supporters that they have. They have their crosstown rivals, Man United, and as I said, no more baggage. This is too much.
Do you think that Man City would be doing as well as they are this year without Balotelli on their team?
Yes, I do. I do.
They would get amazing. Do you think they would be in first because they're in second? So you think they would be in first place? Do you think they'd be first place if Mario Balotelli was not on their side? I mean, he scored 13 goals this year.
Absolutely. It's distractions. Distractions can really implicate this. So I think that I know that Man City can get a lot of money for him because he is a good player. I will not ever say that he's not a good player, but what I do believe is that he either needs to get benched for a game and, face some kind of punishment, or they need to move on. But this is, as I said, this game is about winning, and if they want to win, they need to do what it takes to be there. The end.
Okay. We'll disagree on this one. So the last topic is, what do you think about the Yankees fans booing Mr. Tim Tebow Mania at the recent Yankees game?
Well, it is your turn. I'll let you go first on this.
Oh, I've been waiting for this one. So, I think the Yankees fans were true to themselves, true New Yorkers. Of course they should have booed Tim Tebow. First off, he doesn't play for the Giants. He plays for the Jets, which, if anyone knows about New York sports, it's Yankees, Giants, Jets, Mets.
Right.
He's not one of them. They don't see him as, oh, that's our starting quarterback. No, their starting quarterback is Super Bowl MVP Eli Manning.
Right.
Not Tim Tebow, Heisman Trophy winner, hasn't really done a lot of things to impress people as a quarterback in the NFL. They were true to themselves. They booed the man. He deserves it. He hasn't won a game in New York. He hasn't done anything for New York. New York is, show me what have you done for me lately state. Right. He hasn't done anything. He deserves it all. This Tebow mania needs to stop. When he can complete more than 60 passes in a game, come talk to me.
You're right. And Tim Tebow, he did wonders for the Broncos. I will never not agree with that statement. But you know what? Who cares if they boo him? I totally agree with you. New York fans are tough. He was in Giants country, and his Yankees hat, he's clearly a Jet. It was a failed idea on his part. I understand that he was just trying to become associated with the town and get involved and represent his town, but Tebow mania is over. I think that we just need to move on. If Tim Tebow can get the Jets to the big game, the Super Bowl, sure, we can talk about this next year, and everybody will be cheering him on. He hasn't done anything for them, as you said. Oh, well, sorry he got booed. move on, go to another sporting event. Sorry, go to a Mets game.
Yes, go to a Mets game.
But, I think people are already tired of the mania. So, Tim Tebow, let's see what you bring next season, and then we can talk about it then. Until then,
yes.
Mark Sanchez it is.
Improve as a passer, Tim, and we will all love talking about you.
Absolutely.
So I like you as a player, but you need to improve as a quarterback. Because if I had your size and your arm strength, I'd be in the NFL right now. Because I'm way more accurate than you, and I know how to throw a ball with proper form over the shoulder. Yeah.
Our resident NFL expert, obviously.
Like I said, if I had Tim Tebow's size, I'd be a starting quarterback right now. You need to see my throwing motion. It's beautiful. Perfect spirals all the time. So that's it for Good Ref, Bad Ref. Coming up is the close. Go. This just in, Pat Sennett, the winningest coach in NCAA history, stepped down from her position as the Tennessee Ladies Vols head coach. We'll be talking more about her legacy on next week's episode. Thank you for watching Caribbean Sports Weekly. See you next time at 8 p.m. on Caribbean Community Live. I'm your host, Jimi Payne. Have an airy time till the next episode. Good night.